to do it. And I figured, why not? Why don't we make that happen? Also, I'm not rocking headphones today, so I hope that's not going to be a problem. Let me know if we start getting some feedback. But we're going to create some maps. Just give me a moment. Also, it's going to take a minute for folks to filter in, because, you know, that's how we work. Let's see. I need a couple things, I guess. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. We need the hex map for the players. I'll let you take a look at it. Not the DM one. Boom. There it is. What else do we need? We need the quest log. The Act 2 quest log. We're going to need this one, which I can't show you, obviously, because that is super secret. I'm going to bring up a web browser here quick. Just tackle that. Dova, how you doing? Good morning, buddy. It's great to see you. I don't normally stream on Saturdays, but I caught a lucky opportunity to do it today. And I'm a little bit out of my element because I forgot even to open up my robot. We need to go to there. Let me know if you're getting some feedback coming through the microphone. Shouldn't be, but if you are, let me know. Do 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 do. Hopefully your Saturday's treating you good. I had a little bit of breakfast this morning. We got to create a couple maps. So the game plan is to at least create one. If we can create more than one, that's even better. Some of these ones we can kind of chunk them out pretty easily. Okay, that's good now. We can leave that alone. And then I need this one up here as well. Do 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 do. Okay. Where is my maps? Here we are. Okay, so we basically need to create one map. There's no real reason why we need so essentially what I'm creating today is the players are leaving a mine. They're going back to town. The guy that gave them the quest is going to hand them like a paper or a letter that basically says, hey, take this to so-and-so, and they will reward you because I can't. And essentially it exists to move them to the next map, right? So they were on Act 1, which, let me bring that up. Let me bring that up, and then we can just, we'll walk through the actual thing here. Hex map, Act 1. So they were on Act 1. This was the Act 1 map. And so you can see I've basically cut the map in half, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hexes. And here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut the map. This was a 20 by 20, or not 20 by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It was 20 by 20. So I went from a 20 by 20 to a 10 by 10. And the reason for, if you look on this map, there is a boatload of dead space, right? And that was my mistake as a rookie hex map builder, right? When we look at my new map, okay, and before we were crossing 2 hexes to make up for 1, just to basically counterbalance that. Now we're 1 and 1. So 1 hex means 1 day of travel kind of thing. This is the town that the players are going to head to right at the beginning here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 towns. 4 towns. 1, 2, 3, 4 towns. This one here is a town. It's more of like a farming community, but it is a town. Every one of these hexes has things that go along with it in the form of my act quest. So if we kind of bring it in here just barely, this is kind of roughly what we're looking at, right? There's a bunch of stuff in there. And so, yeah, so basically what the game plan is we've got to create maps for the quests that exist in this space. The first one being the mine, which is right here. No, where's the mine? Here. Let me bring up my... So I've got a DM version of this, which I've labeled off everything. Let me just check that. Don't look at that. Oh, right. So I don't actually have a mine, quote, quote, on the map here. And so what we're going to be doing is basically, it's going to be next to the town here. This is Briar Hollow, and we're going to be making it next to the map because it's not a huge mine, right? What I want to do is I want to introduce a level of almost a little bit of torment because the players just came out of a mine. They lost 2 of their player characters. And so we're going to be adding in additional pain to that, essentially, is the game plan. So we're going to be expanding that a little bit. There is a chamber that we've got to create. And that's kind of the gist of it, right? That makes sense. All right. Let's move that out of the way. Sorry, Dove, I missed your chat. So I have a funny response to everyone who tries to use the same arguments for why I should have kids. I definitely do not want kids right now for the foreseeable future. And it really annoys me when people insist I should have some. Anyone that's insisting you to have kids, either A, doesn't have their own, or B, doesn't have your best interests in mind. As somebody who has kids, the last thing I would do is put any pressure on somebody who does not want them. We wanted kids, so we had kids. But if you don't want kids, the last thing you should do is have kids. Because you're not going to like having them if you don't want them. You know what I mean? I know that sounds kind of weird coming from somebody who has kids. But take it from somebody who has kids. If you do not want kids, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I find it admirable, the people who say, I don't want kids, and they actually stick to it. Just saying. I'm just saying. My favorite is when they ask who will take care of you when you're older. My response is I plan to be dead by 30 anyways. The look on their faces is priceless. Well, I hope you're not dead by 30. There are people who will take care of you when you're older. These systems are in place, so you do not need children to have people take care of you. Question comes across as incredibly selfish. It makes me think the only reason you're having kids is so they'll take care of you in the future. That's true. Yeah, if that's your goal, to have somebody to take care of you when you're older, yeah, I agree. That's selfish. We didn't have kids so that I'd have somebody to take care of when I was older. Had kids because I wanted to give them a childhood like I had as a kid. You know what I mean? I think it's important to be incredibly honest with yourself. If you are somebody who wants to have kids, then go for it. But if you don't, that's okay too. It's got to be okay. You'll be all right. Hopefully no one's putting that much pressure on you. That's really annoying. And that sucks that you're in it. That really sucks that you're in it. I hate that. All right. We need to 15 by 15. I'm thinking the room could be 10 by 10. That's great. 15 by 15. I'm using Dungeon Alchemist to make the maps, by the way. And Dungeon Alchemist is really cool because it allows us to kind of cheat a little bit. They have these built rooms that randomize all the assets in the thing. Let me get my big head out of the way here so that you can see. Where's my camera? Here we go. Okay, so you can see over here. Oh, good. Look, I get my cursor and everything. So you can see over here, we get multiple different like locations. So if we wanted to build some abandoned ruins, and in the abandoned ruins, we want it to be a chapel, we click, we drag, we click the check mark, it thinks, and boom, here we go. There's our abandoned chapel. It's that simple. Okay. Very, very slick. I dig this whole system. It makes creating quick maps very, very easy. Within 30 seconds, you have a functioning map. Is it the most beautiful map on the planet? No. No, but it is functional, and I think that's all that really matters. Missed last stream. What happened while I was gone? We've had a couple of streams, Dova. Are you talking about the Dungeons and Dragons stream? Or are you talking about the Mass Effect 2 streams? Because the Dungeons and Dragons stream, we didn't have one last Sunday. So if you caught the Sunday before, then you're caught up. And Mass Effect, we're just ripping through Commander Shepard doing his Commander Shepard thing. Pretty sweet. Okay, so here's the context with this map. What we're doing is we're building a chamber of sorts, basically, to lift the veil a little bit. The people who were mining in this area cracked a wall, and inside was this reliquary. It had an effect on one of the miners, and the players are going to be hired to go and see what's going on. And essentially, it's not necessarily a battle room. However, a battle could take place here if they choose to go that path. But it is more of a puzzle room than it is a battle room. So I'm kind of thinking that we build it. It's closer to a treasure room than it is to a chapel, right? What are we going to do? I like the so the village is kind of where I typically hang out. What does the cathedral look like? Yeah, that's more churchy than what I'm going for. Castle, treasury, throne room might do it. But yeah, don't let anyone pressure you, Dova. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. This might work. We'll have to get rid of the giant piles of gold, but this might do the job. The other thing that's cool about this is that you can move it around, right? As much as you want. So you can, whoops, cancel building rooms accidentally. So you can move the camera around if you want to get a good look at it. So, you know, we've got like a book on a pedestal and a throne. So this is what I like about it, right? Because let's say that we don't like how this one was built. We click this button and it just regens a new one, right? And you can see now we've got this like cool looking heart thing in the center, right? Isn't that cool? I really dig this program. Now, with that being said, we don't play 3D. So this is essentially what you'd be looking at regarding the map. The other thing that I can do, so let's find a room that kind of looks like what we're looking for. This looks good. We're gonna have to clear a lot of this stuff, but I like this one. Okay, so then what we basically got to do is, the concept was that we've broken a hole into the wall. So that's what we're gonna do. Boom, break, boom, just like that, right? And then obviously we can reduce this a little bit. But now we've essentially broken in to the room. Probably should have expanded it a little bit. So the other thing that you can do too is you can actually edit It's in here somewhere. Where is it? Floor. Rooms. Edit rooms. We don't want to edit rooms. What we want to do is edit the actual map. I know it's in here somewhere. I just don't know where. Where is it? Is it under settings? I also like to turn the grid off. These are just the actual settings for the program. Frick. Oh, there we go. Stupid. Literally just drag it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to carve this a little bit more. Get a little bit of a stepped approach here. Right, there we go. And then we've got like a rock here. There's a torch that's been placed. Okay, and then the focal point obviously is in over here. But what we can do is to kind of make it not look so jaggedy. Like this here. There we go. I like to add like these types of things. And then what we're gonna do is cut this back so it's not so rounded. Okay, just like that. Nice and simple. Nothing to it. Real basic stuff. We're gonna delete that big boulder. Okay, now we gotta get rid of all this gold. Show me where the gold's at. I want the gold. I like this thing. What is this? Whoops. Oh, I see. It's like a... it's full of objects, too. Can I just duplicate the object? I cannot. Okay, let's see here. Go back to the view that we had. The box might be good. What did I write here? Central pedestal with reliquary force ward stones positioned around the room. Runic floor pattern connecting each ward stone to the pedestal. Damage rune sections. Multiple areas of broken flooring creating difficult terrain. Okay. All right, we're gonna clear the room and we'll build it fresh. I think that's the way to go. We could leave the pillars, the stone pillars, right? We'll leave those 6 stone pillars. That's fine. But we've got to get rid of all the treasure. So let's do that first. All right. First things first. Gone, gone, gone. Not that one. We need that one. These can stay, but this one's gone. That's gone. Do, 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 do. Go. There are faster ways to do this, but I don't mind doing it one at a time. Okay, and then we're gonna get rid of that too. Okay, now we just got a clear room. This looks good. So, dead center, we need a stone pillar holding the reliquary. or a pedestal. Stone pedestal. You need a good looking pedestal though. So the intention with this room is it's supposed to be like fancy, right? And we want to make it so that it looks like something that you'd want to take. Someone comes with treasure. Right, so we want to really make sure that we've got something fantastical, you know? Getting a little bit worse as we scroll down. That happens. It wouldn't be wood. Wood would fall apart. There's a reliquary right there. Okay, we're gonna keep that temporarily. We'll remember that we can type in reliquary, but let's go with this. Might be nice. How does this look? Or do we go with dark? Maybe we go with dark. With this one. Get a good look at it. Be prepared for a lot of this, by the way. This is how I build maps. I do a whole lot of thinking. That dark one might be the right answer. This one here. Right? Just looks a little drab, right? The other thing that you can do, the other thing that's really cool with Dungeon Alchemist is it takes full advantage of the Steam Workshop. So you can actually go into here, okay, and we can search for pedestal. And we can actually look and see other things that folks have created, which is really cool. There's only 6 pedestals, though. None of these really work for me. Right, but if we wanted to do marble. Oh, this is sort by most popular last month. There we go. All time. All time. Okay, look at this. So we've got this. Marble says to me that, like, that is fantastic. You know what I mean? Not quite what I'm looking for, though. Not quite what I'm looking for. This would be nice if it wasn't white. All right. Okay, I think we go with the one that we were looking at. You know what? We could actually double this up. We could double this up, couldn't we? Like, we can stack them. So we put something like this. And then we stack this onto it. Boom. Rotating accidentally. Right? That doesn't look too bad. I just need to make it bigger. The floor is throwing me for a loop. Let's do this. Maybe I should put the grid back on. Just for the sake of lining things up. Okay, now does it need to be... How big does this need to be? Should it be 1 square? Like it does, that's too big. That's too big. I don't want it that big. I think that would work. It's off center just a little bit. Don't love the dark on dark. So we're going to change that. That might be better. That's a better choice. We'll reduce it down just a hair. How about that? Right, that looks good. It's too bad we can't play, not that we can't play, but it's too bad that we don't play with this kind of camera view, you know? Do you dare go like, that feels a little too hoity-toity. We could go with like something like that on there. Just shrink this. Or is that getting too complicated? Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too much. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Nope. I think we're good with what we've got. And then if we do reliquary. I'll reduce the size of it. How do we look from top down? We can open and close it. Look at that. Huh? Isn't that cool? Do 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 do. Okay, so we've got a reliquary dead center. I think rather than that square one, I kind of like this. What does that look like? No, we're going to keep the doors closed. We're going to keep the doors closed. How does that look from like the side here? Look at that. Shrink it just a bit. Just a little bit. Still not straight. It's better. Okay, so we've got the thing dead center. So that's good. That's what we needed. Bum, bum, bum. Now, each corner of the room needs to have stones. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can use these 4. Right? We can actually increase these. Oh, we can paint them different colors. Are they different? They are different. So I want to copy this. So that we've got the different shapes. Then we can paint it. Look at that. red. Also, if you're in chat and you want me to like change the color or something, let me know. That one's a little bit too much the same. White, purple. Yeah, purple's different. I don't want them to be the same. I want them to be different. Hey. Do 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 do. How do we put walls up? I haven't actually done anything like that before. Oh, here we go. Shouldn't be ruins. These are cool. These dimension doors. I want it to look very like. Can we put walls up in a cave? Okay. Click inside a room to change the walls. Do we need to go to freestanding walls? Maybe we need to go to freestanding walls. Do 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 do. We do it like this. Okay, hang on a second. What we can do before we get too far ahead of ourselves, because I don't love this. I'd rather have it like actually create the walls properly. Let's see here. Do 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 do. We're not far enough ahead that I can't redo this. So let's do this. We're going to create a new map. And instead of making it caves, I'm just going to do it on the dark parchment. Because dark parchment basically is just like stereotypical map, right? It's just map. That's the style. And then what we'll do is we built a treasury, right? I wanted it 10 by 10. We're gonna do it from here though. 10 by 10. I can actually bring that in. One. Create that. Okay, now we got a room with walls. This now looks better. Okay. Now we just gotta find one that kind of looks like. There we go. This is like all of these like effects are really cool, right? Like I dig it. It's no sun. Hi, sun. There. Kind of what I want to work with. I don't want a lot of like bright light in the room. mean, I suppose we could do it like this, right? It makes it really hard for me to work on, though. So this is part of the problem for me when I'm making maps. I get caught up on all this stupid stuff instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, enough screwing around with the sun. We'll deal with that in a moment. All right, first things first, I gotta get rid of this door because this room doesn't have a door. Do I love this? Do I love the flooring in here? I mean, it looks a little bit more fancy, right? Okay. Change terrain. You have to change the terrain to make this. I didn't want to do that. Is that... Okay, no, it's still good. We still get the walls. This is what I was going for. Okay, we want to cut out cave. Let's raise this area here. So tight to the room. Okay, so now what we can do, let's get rid of these windows. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these. Even though it's a treasure room, it's not. Torches are gone. Have all of this. You can 100%, by the way, just make these rooms, right? Like, you don't have to rely on the auto create. I just like how it gets you started, right? You don't have to do any of this stuff. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Nope, not the pillar. The torch. Move the torch. That's gonna bother me. 1, 2, 1. Do we do every second one? The room's odd shaped. What we actually could do, let's do this. While it's still odd shaped, it's not the worst. Out a chunk here. This is where they broke in. Raise up a little bit. Do 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 do. some rocks. Not rock formations. Is it rock formation? Yes, rocks. Nope. Too big. Too big. We need little rocks. Little rocks. That'll work. Just shrink some of these. Right, because we broke the wall. That's what happened. Let's go here. Like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we can start looking at it from up here. This is how the players are going to see it, right? Players are going to look at it from this perspective. So, what we got for statues? I don't want a broken statue. I want a warrior statue. Goblin statue. Griffin statue. Knight statue. Could be a knight. That's interesting. What if we did something like this? Like a face on the wall. Takes up 3 squares. I have to increase the size of this room. We've got to increase the size of this room. Come on. It's gonna drive me nuts if we don't. We have to increase the size of the room. Boop. Okay, and then we take these walls down. And then these walls go up. Let's cut. Cut that away completely. We can refill it when we need to here. Go. Not as easy as just drag a line, but still really easy. Okay, and then we're gonna remove these walls. Oops, too far. Yeah, come on, bro. There we go. These gotta go. What are these? These are kind of cool, like little gargoyle guys. You know what? I don't mind that. I'm gonna put those over here. I'm just gonna move one over. That one's lined up. Oh, I see. These aren't in the squares. Put one here, here, and here. Doesn't work. Two. That does though. Do that. Okay, it's a little bit more balanced. Okay, now we got to bring that cave back up. Just like that. There we go. Nothing to it, baby. Maybe we increase the size of these pillars. They take up a full square. The marble tops. I like the idea of the face, but I feel like we can do better than that. I like these. Why can't I place it up top here? That doesn't work. There's something like that. Like, that's gonna terrify the freaking players, man. You know? The thing is they won't be able to see it. But I mean, I like it. Obviously, it looks evil, though. Right? We can't go that far. I don't think we can go that far. What if we did like this, but with this for the top? No, that doesn't work. I like this. These statues are really cool. That's less evil, right? Kind of like the ram's head kind of looking thing. It's less evil. It's still evil, but it's less evil. I think that's important. That's an important distinguishing feature. Okay. That looks pretty. Okay. I think that looks really nice. That gives it a really nice look, right? I'd like to make them like taller though. Can we place these walls on top here? No? How do we increase the size of these walls? Change the wall. New walls. Favorite walls. I mean, it doesn't really matter because like this is what they're gonna see, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're dead center. Okay, let's put the pedestal in there. Okay, we gotta rebuild it. Now, it does have to look pretty. So I liked this one. And it needs to be dead center here still. Maybe it does need to be 4. Right? Maybe it does need to be 4. The floor makes it really hard to see. I think I need to just change it temporarily. Gotta get rid of the lines for a moment, and then we can fix it later. Just for the sake of being able to see. There. Can I make it? Is there just like a carpet? Lots of tiled carpet. I want tiled carpet. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Okay, anyway, this will help me just see the lines, and then we can monkey with it after. Okay. So this is definitely taking up 4. So if we put it here, reduce it just a bit. This gives all of these spaces. You can step around all of these spaces. I think that's good. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then just a little bit. Right, like this kind of 3-tiered looking thing. Like that. And then I liked the way that this looked. Right, I think that gives a really nice effect. Right, and then when we look at it like this, obviously it's a little much. But they're not looking at it like that. They're looking at it like this. So it's kind of like a tiered approach, you know? So that's good. Okay, now. This isn't going to work here. What if we only do 4? What if we do it like this? And maybe they come in one? That looks a little bit better. These... snap to the walls. Like that. We're going to increase the size just a bit. There we go. That looks better. Again, ignore the floor. Okay? Floor's not what we're looking at. Okay, now we got to put those crystals in the corners. And we were using this one. Or do we use a cluster? Maybe we use a cluster. Crystal ball. Can we color the crystal ball? Yeah, we can. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's even better. Put that in the center of each one of the corners here. Red. Copy that. Spin that once. Just change it. This one's green. Spin that once. Just change it. That one's blue. Just change it. This one's yellow. What's that look? Look at that. Okay. So now we've got that set up. Okay. Bring some homies in after work? Yeah, you bet it, Yum. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're chill here. We kind of just hang out. Optifie. Okay, you got it. If you're in the Discord, yes, absolutely. Anybody that hasn't joined the Discord, we got a pretty sweet community. I share it with my good buddy Dookie, Dookie03. I'm gonna give him a shout out. In case you never met him before. Is he streaming? He might be streaming right now, actually. He typically streams right now. Oh, let me get a little bit of me playing in there, dude. Bergie. He usually streams on Saturdays, although it appears that he's not streaming today. I don't know why he's not streaming today, but he's not. But usually he streams on Saturdays. He does all things Dragon Quest, all things Final Fantasy, all things JRPG and Mega Man and stuff. And anyway, yeah, if you haven't hung out with us, that's the way to do it. If you haven't already been accepted into the Discord yet, I can do that once we're done the stream. I'm gonna be wrapping here shortly. I want to finish building this room. I gotta fix the floor, obviously. And then I'm basically done. Most of the work is done via story, not necessarily via visual, right? So we got the mine entrance, that's here. This is the chamber. Okay. Got the reliquary, that's dead center. I do need to set something up here. Let's check the Steam workshop for statues. What I'd like to get is basically a stone golem. It's kind of the thing. But these aren't it. This ain't it. We do stone golem. Golem. Stone golem. Still not really what I'm looking for. Still not. Potato. That's a potato. What's that all about? Yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for. What did we have in here for statues again? Gargoyle's not what I'm looking for. Maybe we go with the knight statue? It's not really what I'm looking for, though. Petrified swordsman. Oh, we got distracted with these. The Guardian. Looking for the Lady of Darkness. Maybe we go with the Knight. It's not really what I'm looking for. Let's see what it looks like. No, leave him alone. Yeah, I mean, he's just like a basic Guardian, right? Put him over here. The other cool thing that I like about Dungeon Alchemist is that you move the bottom item and it moves everything that's on top of that item, which is so huge because there's nothing worse than changing your mind in the middle of a map, right? And then having to move every tiny little piece after it. I like this face on the wall. Do we need this if we've got the face? I'm gonna make an audible here. We changed the map because we put the face here. So instead of having the statues, we've now got this face, and we've got the two like stone little gargoyle guys. I really think that that's the better call, and that lets me put this back in the center of the room too. I think that's the way to go. I'm gonna eliminate these torches as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, now I just gotta fix the floor again. So I want like a polished stone, but it can't be too busy. Can't be too busy. Let's use this one. Not a sandstone. It's not quite. It can't be wood. It's got to be stone. It could be tiled. None of these are really what I'm looking for. It's not bad. Like it's just, they're just such complicated patterns, right? Bone tile. Look at that. Gingerbread house. Metal's not the call. These are not metal. It's not black marble. That's for sure. Not clay pavers. We're not making a road. Not cobblestone. It's gotta be more gravestones. Flagstones might be okay, but it's too much. These are okay. It doesn't go well with the room. I'd like them to be a bit darker than that. This is okay. The gray is too much, but that blue is actually not that bad. let's use that for now, and then we'll see what else we can find. Ooh, the red might be the way to go. That actually looks pretty slick. I actually don't mind that at all. Yeah, I think red's the way to go here. Look at that. I dig it. It goes nicely. The white tops of these pillars is not ideal. We do better. Polished stone, but darker stone. They really stick out, hey? You like Dungeon Alchemist? Yeah. Oh, man. Use top-down in VTT, yeah. That's really cool, Shlomo. I should start doing that, too. Also, welcome in, by the way. So I was using Dungeon Draft for the longest time, and I finally just got so fed up of placing every tiny little minuscule thing. My players they didn't care. You know, like they didn't care. They didn't care about like if there was 3 apples on the table. They'd walk in, they'd do their thing, and then they would leave. And so switching to Dungeon Alchemist has allowed me to get rid of that thought process of like, no, this one stone has to be in this one perfect spot. And I'm able to churn out the maps, which is what I need. I'm not someone who can sit and just do the map for hours, right? Because we use it once and then we move on, especially for something like this. Like I'm building this map for an encounter. This map is being used one time and then it's being thrown away. Not thrown away, but this map probably won't see the light of day again in this encounter or in this campaign. So then it goes into my map folder and then it decays there and it comes out one day later when I'm like, oh, hey, this is cool. But the beauty with Dungeon Alchemist is it allows me just to create them. And yeah, they might not be like art book quality maps, but they still look very good. Very, very good. Dungeon Draft and Wonder Draft, yeah. So it sounds like you've been through the same as me. Players don't care. It's exactly, it's exactly how it appears on the map. Yeah, I've had in both cases where it's like it looks like this, or I'll also say like I realize that it looks like this on the map. Be mindful, this is actually how it is. It's because I have a limitation. It's not what I wanted it to be. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. I really like the idea that you give them a view in 3D. Like you mean like you have Dungeon Draft open and you give them like the this look, or like you actually come in and you literally do like, you know, like the, you know, from your view. I'm really bad at navigating, but right, like you actually come in and you explore. That's cool. Give them a first person view from a token. That's super cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. I might have to do something like that. The thing is that it's just such a pain in the butt. The first time I did that, they're completely silent. I believe it. Wow. I might have to do something like that. Because truthfully, that is really the win here, you know. That's too dark. That is 100% the win. That's what you're gonna get out of this is the ability to like that wow factor. Like talk about winning as a DM. Like that's just really that's like the number one, you know. Had one of them come over and we built his lair, Bastion on the fly. He was having so much fun designing it. Like if you've got a mind for like designing, like the imagination for like the actual creation of this kind of stuff, it's insane at how flexible the program is. Right, all the map makers are flexible, but I really like with Dungeon Alchemist that it's so flexible. Right? Like if I want to do something, I can do it. I don't have to really do a whole lot to get to where I want it to be. I might have to make a couple concessions, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much exactly what I was going for. And I like that. This granite's too dark. I think the stone ones were the way to go. Lighter stone. Oh yeah, it's because I've got it raised up into the sun. What if we bring it down like that? Actually, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna copy. Since we shortcuts, still don't love it. It's closer in color, but I still think it needs to be darker. It needs to match this. Let's just slap a couple down. Let's see what we can come up with here. It's like granite one. Let's see if we can find one that hits the mark. These are side pieces. We don't want those. Sometimes I like to just throw stuff down like this, and then I can make a better choice, and then it's just copy paste. Yo, BSG! How's it going, my dude? I was reading your bio. I'm like you in the sense I'd like to find an online community and interact with once. Dude, for real. Shlomo, welcome in. You found the place. Sorry, I missed a couple of your chats here. Dungeon Draft and Wonder Draft because you wanted something fast and simpler. You could use it at a larger scale, but not really use them. Dungeon Draft is not fast. Yo! Shlomo, thank you so much for that follow. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can help be that community for you, my dude. Blue Spark, how the heck are you doing, dude? Why aren't you streaming? You're usually on right now. Maybe I missed it. That's possible. I went, so my family, we'll take a quick moment here. You tried Incarnate and it frustrated you. I also didn't like Incarnate. Had to take some stuff to the dump. What a Canadian thing to do. We'll stream a little bit later. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be doing some Star Citizen this afternoon as well. Not on stream. I've relegated from streaming Star Citizen because I haven't had the best of luck lately. It's been a broken mess for me lately. Not great. Yeah, if you haven't followed my great friend Blue Spark and I, we go way back. We're old school Twitch friends. But we do a lot of D&D here, and Blue Spark used to run a D&D campaign called The Blackened Hand, and it was fantastic. And we're hoping it comes back. Do you have your own Discord server? You on another one? I kind of do. So I share a Discord server with my good buddy Dookie03. There's the link. If you're interested in joining it, by all means, feel free to do so. If you do decide to join Shlomo, you're going to be plopped into a room called the Party Planning Pub. Just type in there, found the stream or found the Discord via DG stream or something. Like we need you just to explain how you found the Discord server. That way we know you're not a robot. We had a big problem with spam bots. And so what we did was we essentially set up a checkpoint, and it gets like 99% of the bots out of the way. Most of the bots aren't smart enough to type an actual sentence. And so that's essentially how we get by it. So if you want to join, by all means, feel free to do so. There's loads of folks in the Discord. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff in there. There is a D&D channel there for folks that like to talk about D&D. And a lot of folks, a lot of fans of like Dragon Quest and JRPGs and retro games and stuff like that. It's a pretty active server too. So yeah, come on by. We appreciate you being part of the community. BSG, to answer your question, this map is what I'm referring to as the Blackthorn Reliquary. The party is going to accept a quest. Well, sorry. The party is going to be offered a quest. Whether they choose to accept it or not is up to them. Somebody has started acting a little crazy. And it turns out that what's happened is they broke into this area via an offshoot of the mine that's nearby. Inside is this reliquary, and I'll spare the details, but he touched it and he shouldn't have touched it. Shouldn't have touched it. That's how it is, you know what I'm saying? Mostly like the voice and video interactive chats. Don't really have time to read all the posts. Not important. Definitely don't need to read all the posts by all means. Dang, people touching things. That's how the bad stuff happens when you touch stuff. That's how it is. But yeah, absolutely, Shlomo. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Folks do jump into the voice chats. Every now and then we get a couple people streaming games in the Discord too. The community is really good. It's a really awesome community. We do appreciate our crew. Okay, I gotta make a decision on these pillars here. I don't like this like clover pattern here. Is there not just a normal square pillar? Here's a normal square. Nope, that one's got the clover on it. What the heck? What the heckity heck? Paintings and stuff. If we hang paintings on the wall, are those visible? They are not. Dang. All right, we'll have to explain that one. These are pedestals. Under walls. Furniture. Structural columns. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. I was typing pillar. What I meant to say was column. Column, not gold. Not metal either. What's we got here? Off subject. But instead of typing into your party pub, I typed this into a browser. I'm not a human, I'm a food bag. The AI response was, hello there, food bag. Since you are the ultimate container of culinary goodies, you'll need the freshest, tastiest ingredients to carry around. That's hilarious. Good old AI. Yep. That's gonna do her. Man, is it so hard to find a gray stone square? Oh, here we go. These are bigger than what I was looking for, though. That's not bad. It's got a little bit of 3D effect to it. I realize we're putting 8 billion pedestals here. Oh, the round one's kind of nice. I actually don't mind that. This one's a front runner for me as far as I'm concerned. Little. I think this is the one right here. Okay, so if we delete this, I'm actually going to shrink it just a little bit. Okay, we can delete these. I said delete them. Delete that. How's that look? That's not bad. I like that. Yeah. I think that's the right one. I think that's the right dig. Okay, so we've got the middle. We've got the orbs. They're different colors. This is a puzzle room too, by the way. And so I pivoted. My original design for this room had me creating a stone guardian of sorts, but I put a face on the wall, which I gotta tell you, I think that is a little bit better. And then I'll get a, I know folks don't like this, but I'll get an AI generative of that front wall. And then, because basically what's going to happen if they fail, if something happens and they fail, as added pressure, like this face will talk to them. Maybe what we can do is we can make the face like answer a couple questions or something. We can do something with it. We'll do something with it. And then it can start attacking. The room's not intended to be like a combat encounter. It can be a combat encounter, but I want the players to think more puzzle than combat. That's the game plan. I think this is mostly done. I know it's a pretty basic room, but most of the description, I'm just looking at the other stuff that I've got left here. Realistic ancient underground stone chamber, preserved for centuries. Smooth stone walls covered in mysterious carved runes. Circular runic pattern floor. Could we put runes on the floor? If they fail, have the face cry and drown them. For real. For real. Can't put runes here. Can we put something on the floor? These dimensional tiles are really cool. I like those. I would like a runic circle. That would be dope. Like really slowly make Finny suffer. Dude, Finny would enjoy that. The man's a masochist. Can I do a spell circle? That's not what I want. I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're in here or not, but one of the cool things about Dungeon Alchemist is it gives access to the Steam workshop, and it allows people to create. There we go. It allows people to create objects, and then you can subscribe to them and put them into your map. So if they're not part of the program, you can actually add them to your program. Now there's a boatload of things that are involved with this. I was attending one of the Dungeon Alchemist streams last weekend, I think it was, and he was saying that Dungeon Alchemist doesn't have any control over the size of these assets, and so if you add too many of them, it will completely slow down how fast your program loads. So it's incredibly important that you unsubscribe from the assets when you're not using them. Otherwise, it takes up a boatload of space. Do they have animated assets? 100% they do. So if I look at the let me put that dimensional tile back down. Right? Like, look at that. Isn't that wicked? Right? And then if we go into cinematic mode, right? You can set this up, right? A lot of the VTTs are going for this type of thing now with the 3D view, right? How about torches? 100%. Let's put this guy right here. Ba-boom. Look at that. Isn't that slick? See, I'm trying to casually spinning my pen. The cauldrons? Yeah, okay. Got it. Boom. Isn't that awesome? Like, talk about like we're getting to the point of like immersion for D&D. A lot of the VTTs are getting to a world where they support this kind of stuff, and then your token will literally walk around the room. What are you using for VTT? I'm still using Fantasy Grounds. And we're still using Fantasy Grounds, which means the maps that I create, they look like this. They're static images. A little bit more on the boring side, right? But I mean, like oh, I clicked cinematic mode. I didn't mean to do that. Like the fact that you can do something like this. Whoop, stuck in the wall. Come on, let me out. There we go. Right? Like, this is just really cool. Right? If I get my face out of the way. Get my face out of the way. There we go. Right? Like, you could even use this to make like a be right back screen or something like that. You know what I mean? Right? You click this button. And boom. Like you record the video. Isn't that cool? Like I really dig that. I think there's like there's a lot of like there's a lot of use case for something like that. You haven't unsubscribed to any yet, but you probably should. Yes, Shlomo, definitely make sure that you unsubscribe to the assets. Yeah, I always forget the fella's name. He's really good. I try to tune into his streams every Saturday, because that's where you get a lot of tips on like how to work within the program. He's really good at manipulating the assets and turning them into things that they're actually not. Right? Sticking to D&D Beyond. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really done a whole lot with D&D Beyond, to be honest with you. I've heard it's fantastic. Mac. Yes, thank you. I always forget his name. I don't mean to. He's a social media guy. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Awesome dude. And he answers all the questions. Like if you got questions, he is there to answer those questions for you with no problems. No problems. Use Discord for the interactive chat. Okay. Got it. They have two. They got maps and above, VTT. Fantasy Grounds is even better, but it works for us. That's the reality with VTT. So the thing is the reason why we're on Fantasy Grounds and why we're still on Fantasy Grounds is we bought all the source books in Fantasy Grounds, right? And because we bought all the source books in Fantasy Grounds, it is very difficult to move somewhere else because that means that you have to buy all those source books again. Which I gotta tell you, for a guy that doesn't have any money, not super useful. And so I would rather not. The thing about the assets, the Steam Workshop assets, is they don't tend to be as customizable. Some of them are. But not always. I'm trying to find something that kind of... I don't want it to be like obvious glowing magic. I'd like it to be scrawled on the floor. Right? Like this would be nice, but I don't want it cyan or red or green. I just want it like etched. And a lot of that kind of stuff is the stuff that I have to explain. It's on the floor. It's not on the map. Right. I don't want to buy the I don't want to buy the source books either. Yep. 100%. Yep. Yeah. D&D Beyond would be the way to go. When we started playing. So our Sunday night game, we've been playing since 2019 as a group every Sunday. When we started online, D&D Beyond didn't have their VTT up and running. Right? They had like D&D Beyond existed, but it wasn't what it is. You know what I mean? You can try this one. 20 megs, bro. Okay, I need it to go down. No, go underneath. Go underneath. Can I move it on top of? Yes, I can. Okay. Fine, we'll do it the hard way. It's red, though. I don't want it to be red. Dang it. I don't want red. I would like it to be black. Dang it. Yeah, and then you can always look in here. Here's the subscribed assets that we've got access to, right? Here's all the things that we've added. So what I'm gonna do is we will you can unsubscribe to them here, right? And then it'll do it, but you can do it faster if you go into Steam and you do it from inside of Steam. There's a unsubscribe all button and they're gone just like that. So if you're finding the program's not going, it's not loading fast enough for you, make sure that you do that. Current campaign started 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah, the maps. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Above VTT. I don't know if I've heard above VTT before. I dig it though. These gotta be red, man. It's white. It's better. Do silver. It's so boring. This one's so plain though. This one's colorable. Let's put this one down and see how that one looks. Yeah, I guess we can do it that way. Okay. That's as big as it goes. It's not great, but it'll do. I like that we can color it though. Black. We'll leave it gray. Actually, no. Maybe black. We're going to do black. Just have to move this so that it's a little bit more balanced. You have the interactivity. You can bring up your character sheet on D&D Beyond when you're in above VTT campaign. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's kind of how Fantasy Grounds works. Fantasy Grounds has everything kind of built on like scripts and stuff, but they're all built into Fantasy Grounds. So we started on Roll20. In Roll20, you'd have to build the script, right? I don't know if it still is anymore, but that's where we were. That's how it used to be. So you would have a button that's like /roll 1d20 + 4, and you would click that button and then it would roll it. But every time your spell changed, you'd have to change that too. Whereas with Fantasy Grounds, everything is kind of built and interactive with it. So as you level up, it updates the buttons with it. So when you attack, you click the attack button, it automatically rolls the +11 or whatever it is you have an attack. And then after you hit or miss, then there is a damage button. You click the damage, it rolls the damage dice, and it adds the modifier as well. So it works really well. But a couple problems. Right now, it's completely free. There is no cost to get Fantasy Grounds. Before, there was a cost. They had a basic version, a pro version, and an ultimate version. A lot of my friends have purchased the ultimate versions, a lot of the folks that are in our game. The unfortunate thing is that the program has now gone free to play. So we ended up getting some bonus stuff. They gave us some map creator tools and some adventures and some other stuff, which is great. It is what it is. We weren't going to leave Fantasy Grounds because, like I said, our source books are there. But I will tell you that if we decided to go to the next version of D&D, like the 2024 version, or we decided to play a different tabletop RPG, I don't know if Fantasy Grounds would be the number one for us. Fantasy Grounds is very familiar and it works really well for what it is that we do. And they're doing updates constantly. They are constantly updating Fantasy Grounds, which is great. There's also a very active community. There's just so much competition in that space now that I would have to try some of them out. We use Foundry. We were playing a Pathfinder game, and so we were using a Foundry campaign. We were doing everything in Foundry, which was really cool. It's similar but different. If you want, we can set up a chat on your Discord or mine. I can demo the master tier level on D&D Beyond. Oh yeah, that'd be really cool. Do you stream too, Shlomo? Do you stream? Because if you stream, I could just follow you and check out one of your games, one of your matches, one of your D&D matches. Yeah, we do. We play Sunday nights, and we're good to go. Last Sunday, I kind of killed a couple PCs. I don't stream yet. Yeah, that's cool. It's all good. I started streaming in 2020 like a lot of people did. And we were already playing D&D on Sunday nights. And so it was just a natural progression. Pardon me. It was just a natural progression into streaming for me, which I kind of liked. I kind of liked the fact that that's where we're at. And both the Twitch and the YouTube worlds are so awesome for streaming. The YouTube is so hungry for D&D content, and I appreciate that a lot. I get a lot of viewership out of that. D&D is hands down my most successful stream that we do. Let's get this map saved and exported. Fantasy Grounds. So the thing is too, when you export to Fantasy Grounds, they were suggesting not to put the grid on it, and to put the grid on inside of Fantasy Grounds. We only want the ground floor. We want to render the lights in the image and export. Do I want to render the lights? Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Okay. Act 2. This is B2. Reliquary. Ba-boom! Done. We don't stream the match. One of the guys is a cop. Okay, Sergeant Command. Neat. Would stifle him. He says a lot of things he probably shouldn't. Okay, yeah, I get you. Very by the book. Yeah, and that's the thing is, a lot of people talk to me about like how it is to stream Dungeons and Dragons on, you know, on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. And the reality is that it purely depends on your group, right? If you do not have a good group for public, it's a really bad idea, because you break TOS and you're banned. Even if you don't break TOS and you're too crass, there's an audience out there for everybody. Let's make that crystal clear. But if you're too crass, it will turn people away. And when it turns people away, they don't come back. People don't come back, right? You get that one shot. When someone comes into the stream, you get that one shot to get them in here. And if you screw it up, they're gone, right? Like that's just how it works. And it's not good or bad. It's just the reality of it. That's just how it is. Do I want to save this too? Probably wouldn't hurt to save it, right? Just in case I end up wanting to change it. Do that. And so if you don't have a good group, and I don't mean a good group, what I mean is if you don't have a good public facing group, it's incredibly difficult to pull off the stream because you have to give them the talk beforehand. Hey, we're going to be on stream, so make sure you don't do this, this, and this. And then the next thing you know, either one of two things happens. Either A, they've broken the rules because they're who they are and you can't change that. Or B, you've stifled them so much that the game actually suffers because of it too. Right? Some games just belong in offline. And that's the reality of it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that that's perfectly fine. But the reality is sometimes you're just better off leaving them alone. I wanted to create a marsh. Is that floodplains? Is that what that is? Flooded. Let's try that. Since we're done that map anyways. I mean, this is kind of it. This is sort of what I'm thinking. I was thinking like where's my hex map? Where's my hex map? Here it is. Okay, so down here, I've got this kind of like marshy area, right? And I need to create the mapping for in here. I mean, this kind of looks like what I'm going for. I like to have, for the different biomes, if we're calling it that, I like to have battle maps for each one of these. This might be a little bit too much water, but it's kind of on point. I need less grass though. Maybe I gotta pull that vegetation back a little bit. Group's probably not good. Group for public. One guy falls asleep so much is now part of his character. Another guy's the CEO of a medium-sized company. Doesn't want his jokes and kidding go public either. That's a good point. One guy's so politically incorrect, we might as well just ban ourselves from the outset. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I have friend groups like that too, and they've asked me to run a game for them, or we'll do an event or something. They're like, hey, why don't you stream this? And I'm like, no offense, but I don't trust you on my platform. Prep sessions are huge. You've been GMing in general for a long time. You got some other skills that are helpful. 100%. I think prep streams are some of the best on the platform, to be perfectly honest with you. I specifically go out of my way to find people either creating like physical creating stuff or doing like this map creating, writing, right? Like I can't show a lot of it, but like all of my stuff is built like this, right? Like it is very much expansive. I can't show a lot of it because my players are going to come in here and they'll be like, oh, hey, he said something there. And so that is some of it too, right? Like it's important, I think, to show that prep area of the world of gaming. There's so much content that can be created out of here's how I build maps. There's a million how to build map videos out there, but the way that you build it is not the way that I build it. And I think there's value in that, because the way that I operate is I'll watch you do what you do, and then I'll look and see how I can incorporate that with what I do, right? I've been playing D&D, properly playing D&D since about 2003. So about 23 years now, which is crazy to think, because at the time I was learning D&D on, I dipped my toes into 3.5 and then I played 4 properly. I played 4th edition properly, and that would have been 2006-ish, right? There's a lot of prep videos, but you find a lot of them boring. Have you checked out Matt Colville? You don't think they really teach or inform people on how to build? That's fair. Sly Flourish is great. Yeah, I've got a lot of Sly Flourish's books. Sly Flourish is the one that does the monsters know what they're doing or something like that, right? I gotta look that up now. Monsters know what they're doing. Is that Sly Flourish? Keith Ammon. Right, that's this one. I don't know if you've ever been before, but if you haven't, he wrote a book called The Monsters Know What They're Doing, and it's tactics. It's all tactical stuff. Very, very cool. Right? April 13, 2026. Still kind of updating, right? Remonster. The Monsters Know What They're Doing. Updated combat tactics. So basically, they go through and this is really funny. Get the backwards hands, right? I know what that is. You like Matt Colville? Yeah, Matt Colville's great. His on-screen personality is very intense. I agree. Yeah, I've tuned into a few of his streams, and they're not for me. It's fine. You haven't read his books? Does he have a stream? I don't know if he does have a stream, but I definitely have. I've got 2 of The Monsters Know What They're Doing. The Monsters Know What They're Doing, and more The Monsters Know What They're Doing. Both are phenomenal books. And if you're a DM, they're really good to have on hand when you're building encounters, because it just gives you helpful hints and tips on where to set your monsters up, where to put them on the map, and while you're playing them, how to actually run them. And it's really, really cool, right? The whole point of the book is to deteriorate away from, I put a goblin down and they destroy the goblin. I put a goblin down, they destroy the goblin. I put a goblin down, they destroy the goblin. No. You put 6 goblins down, these 4 pile over here, these 2 go do something over there, and they work as a distraction while these 4 come up from here, right? Matt's intensity too much. I agree. Yeah, I've checked out his stream a few times. I value his insight and his what do you call it? Like his insight and his advice, right? But he's very opinionated. And that's just his personality, and that is what it is, but he's very opinionated. So his streams are sometimes they're a little bit tough to watch, and there's an air of like I'm better. I am better than you guys. And so I don't like that. It's quite the turnoff for watching. But I will say the how to play the game, especially the old videos, I really like up into the creation of MCDM. The videos pre-creation of MCDM, when he was just making the videos for the sake of just showing you how to run the game, there is so much crucial, awesome advice in those videos. It's definitely worth it. After MCDM was created, the videos shifted and they became very YouTubey, I would call it, where I'm trying to sell you a product. I'm giving you what you are used to, but I'm also trying to sell you the product on top of it, right? Yeah, sure, he probably is, but you don't need to say that. You show it. 100%. I agree, Shlomo. 100%. I mean, I'm the exact same boat. Yeah, and Sly Flourish is great. I have caught some of his streams too. Very, very good. Yeah, he's done the intro to, I wish I had some of the books handy. I don't. But he also did the intro to, there's the series of like the random encounter, the DM's handbook to random encounters, the DM's handbook to dragons, the DM's handbook to NPCs, etc. I believe he's done the intro to those, or he's been involved with those books quite a bit as well. Love to do workshops with another GM. That would be dope. Yeah, it would be really cool to have a group. You've done presentations at conventions? Nice. Good for you. That's fantastic. Yeah, I haven't done anything like that. I don't I'm not confident enough in what I do to be able to brag about anything that I've done. I still think I'm an amateur DM at best. And most of the time I'm spending going, I could have done that better, quite regularly. I have no problem talking in front of people, but I definitely don't know if I'm confident enough in my in my D&D abilities to be able to say I am a professional and I can tell you things. You come across great. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Let me get this here. Let's make a couple quick battle maps here. But yeah, the beauty with a lot of those videos is the same as it is to everything else. Oh, we're flattening it down to water. I don't want to do that. I want to raise it. There we go. I want to make sure that there's no spots where there's like where we can't actually cross. I'd like more land than water. And probably work it out a little bit where that's better. We probably work it out a little bit where there is heavy water in some spots. What's this one? No, not that. Not that. Don't like that. Maybe this is the right call. It doesn't look bad. It just looks like heavy on the vegetation, right? Very relaxed and natural. Thank you very much, Slomo. I appreciate that. Yeah, I ever since starting with the stream, some of my early streams were rough. I like to go back and watch some of the clips that we made from the first few streams I had. I was just so nervous. I didn't really know what I was doing. And now the difference is I don't care. The reality is like, I don't really care. We're just going to go and do what I need to do. I had to create maps today anyways, so why not stream it, right? That's where I'm at from the point of view of like the stream and stuff like that. No, I don't like that. I liked it before. That looks better. Sorry, side point. This is why I like Dungeon Alchemist, because within, what did that take me? 15 seconds? I've got a battle map. And we can export this one. I don't want a grid. And this one here goes into Act 2 maps. This is Act 2 Marsh Battle Map 1. There we go. And then we just basically make a new one. What if we change this from grasslands to something else? What if we do a desert? No, you can't do a flooded desert. Never mind. I was just hoping that we could do that. I could take the meditation out. What if we do that? Let this flooded. Water room placement at the water level. Let's try that. No, that looks worse. No, it definitely looked better with the vegetation. Let's try the step. Yeah. The meadows are flowers, right? Yeah. So we're gonna do... Yeah. And we'll just do a combination of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got all the tools to do a stream or interactive sessions? You absolutely should. The best way to start something is just to do it. I would always recommend just jumping in with both feet, right? A lot of people will tell you, no, it's just like D&D, right? A lot of people are going to tell you like, no, you don't want to go live until you're ready to go live. But honestly, the way that I think about it is honestly, you get better with time. You get better by doing it, right? Yeah, I like that. That looks a little bit better. You get better with time by doing things. So jump in, do it, and get better at it. Don't wait to get better. Just do it. Initially do stuff in Discord chat sessions, 100%. Yeah, it's super easy to just kick up Discord and go for it, right? I like that this has kind of like these water channels. I don't want this to be so deep that like this is like knee-deep water. The intention with these battle maps is that this will create difficult terrain. All of this area. This will be difficult terrain in the water. And then they can get up onto the land and they can do what they're doing from that perspective. No, I liked that before. I think that looks good. There's one little tuft right here. I'm gonna sink it. Do 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 do. That looks better. Okay, so that's Marsh Battle Map 2. Grid. Marsh Battle Map 2. And the beauty with these battle maps too is that you can turn them and reuse them, which is really nice. It's I'm all about reusing stuff where you can. And 15 by 15 has turned into basically an ideal battle map for me. This one's a little too much water. A little bit too much water on this one. We can make a bridge. And we'll add some there. Like that. Yeah. There we go. That's looking good. A bit of a mess, right? These little tufts, I don't mind that. I don't mind that being chucked into the center. That's really working for me. So let's do that. And that'll be Marsh Battle Map 3. Boom! Just like that. Just like that, we created 4 maps in 2 hours. That's what I'm saying, man. Dig it. Let me take a quick peeky poo at, let's look at the hex map. So, oops. I do have to create, so we've got some forest in here still. This is a, like a, I don't want to let out all the secrets. So this is like a logging area, which is super cool. This is like a rundown castle. This is kind of like a cavey area. Town, farm town. This is like a work camp of sorts. Town, something of interest, more cavey areas, and then we've got the marsh. And then the marsh also has, did I put it on here? I don't think I did. The marsh was gonna have like a little house area in here. And secret, there's gonna be a swamp hag in here. That'll show them. And so what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna hand them this map as is and let them travel where they want to. I'll let them decide where they want to charge, where they want to go to. Last time I did a fog of war thing, and I'm gonna get rid of that. Because the fog of war, the whole point of doing it this way was to open the map for the party and allow them to do what they wanted to do. And I felt like I really took that away from them in Act 1, so I don't want to do that for Act 2. I want them to have access to whatever they want to do. Obviously, they're going to come in, right? This is the Emberline Road. This is the primary road that goes through the entire country. But they're going to come in on this road, so this should be their first stop, but it doesn't have to be. And this town is going to have somebody in there that's going to give them something really good. So it should entice them enough to get them to start there. And then here is where they're going to hear about a bunch of rumors. They're going to hear a bunch of other stuff that they're going to get from this area. Some quests are going to open up. We'll be good to go. So I still have to create a bunch of maps. I've got the marsh maps for creating the battles in here. We've got to create a hut map. That's got to get created. We need some caving for here and here. We need the maps for those areas. The towns, I don't really do maps for towns because I don't like doing town maps unless there's like an encounter or something there where we're like running through the streets. Otherwise, I just prefer to put up a basic image such as such as this, right? So what I'll do is I'll create an image and put it here and say, you're in Clover Bend. Clover Bend has the following services. These are the people that you can talk to. These are the areas that you would be interested in going to. And I'll just give you the list, right? Rather than have you explore it. Because what ends up happening when we explore a town is everybody wants to talk to every single possible PC. And I don't have every single possible PC, nor do I have brain space to create it. 100% Spark Blue BSG. Sorry, my brain misfired there. Yeah, you can always push and pull them along the story arc as necessary. Exactly. And so what I do is I create a golden thread. The golden thread is the story. That is the Act 1, Quest 1, Act 2, Quest 1, Act 3, Quest 1, right? The golden thread is the story. But then I've got Act 2, Quest 2, 3, 4. This one has 17 quests in this area that the players could potentially pick up. Act 1 had 9, and I believe the party only picked up 5 of them, right? And that's going to happen over a period of time. Yo! Dude, my little thing is not in the right spot there.
Lord Exabu just subscribed.
Lord Zabu, the tier 1 subscription. 6 years. Dude, thank you so much for your 72 months. Zabu is the original subscriber. You and Finny, I believe. I don't know who subbed first, but it's darn close. And I really appreciate you a lot, man. Thank you very much for coming checking me out on my Saturday stream. I don't stream a lot on Saturdays. Maybe I should start streaming Saturday morning. Dookie usually streams Saturday morning, though, and I try not to overlap his schedule all that much. But, I mean, this is okay. I don't mind this. We can hang out and do this. I'm going to be wrapping up pretty quickly because I got to tell you, my tummy is a rumbling. I got a turkey sandwich with my name on it in the fridge. Got to get my hands on it. No, I was just talking about creation of maps and what I do in the areas, and I was just going over. I don't create town maps typically. What I would rather do is create this. You know what I mean? Shlomo says my players may often bypass things and might even joke, "Oh, he wants us to go there. Must have made a map. I vote to go around." Correct. Correct. Yes, that's right. Mac is on holidays. He's got 1 week or 2 weeks off or something like that. Darn. I was kind of looking forward to the stream, to be honest with you, but hopefully this made up for it anyway. I'm in the exact same boat, Shlomo. So what'll happen is I'll put something on the map, and they'll say, "Oh, yeah, obviously you want us to interact with this." And so what I've done to combat that is I will put red herrings on the map too, where it's like, he obviously wants us to interact with that, but it's actually nothing. I just stuck it there to get them to do that because I want to break them of that habit. I don't want somebody looking at the map and being like, okay, this is where we need to go. This is where we need to go. This is where we need to go. Because obviously the emphasis is put on these spaces. I would much rather leave that open to interpretation. So now they're on to me a little bit. I'll put things on the map and they're like, oh, that's a trap. Oh, this is a trick. When it's not. It's really not. It's just there. But then I'll hide the actual trap somewhere nearby and then that'll catch them, right? Try to break that kind of association a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so this is Clover Bend. When we're talking about Clover Bend, this is what's up on the screen, rather than a map that you're actually going to move around in. If there's an area where there's going to be an encounter in a town, right? This adventure has an encounter in the town. I'll still show you the picture of this, but then when you go to do the quest, like the, you know, oh, the baker's out of bread. Okay, well then when we get to the grain mill, there'll be a map for the grain mill for you to do stuff on, that kind of thing, right? So anyway, I think that's probably enough for now. I do appreciate everybody here hanging out with me though. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for the follows, for the resubscribes. I do appreciate that as well. I'm going to be back again tomorrow night. We're running Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night. I typically stream at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're able to make it, please do so. If you're not, that's okay. I have a YouTube channel as well. youtube.com/@dadgamingonline. And on the YouTube, I've got a playlist of all of the Dungeons and Dragons streams. It's too late for you? Yeah, it is. It's a late night stream, right? And so the thing, let me give you a little bit behind the scenes. So DG Online stands for Dad Gaming Online. I typically kick this stream up when my kids go to bed. But if my family's not home, as they are today, I get an opportunity to stream during the day as well. And so these are kind of like bonus streams. But maybe I should start working a Saturday or a Sunday into the rotation. This kind of works. Family's not home. There it is. See? That's how it works. Family's not home. You work it out. And you get a stream in. Let's see here. Ooh, a charity D&D stream? Well, I mean, we should probably do that, right? World building and creatures. Actually, we're going to go there instead. We're going to go there instead. Because I think that's great. Might even wear pants today. You know what? You don't have to. It's Saturday. Saturday is a pantsless day. Let me tell you all about it. I'm going to send you to a stream called Catchy Cantrips, who is doing world building and creatures, which I think is super cool. It looks like they're just kind of doing a creation stream. So we'll keep this vibe going over into their side. Do me a solid if you haven't done so already. Click the heart, the follow button at the bottom of the stream. If you're on YouTube, the subscribe button. That's the best way to support the channel. As always, you can join our Discord. There's the link for it in chat if you'd like to do so. Please make sure you type something into the Party Planning Pub. Let us know how you found the channel. That's how we let you into the stream. We know you're not a robot. I'm back tomorrow night for Dungeons and Dragons. Make sure you tune in for that. And until next time, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all. I appreciate you. Take good care. We'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody. Bye-bye.